Well, people forget that people don't realize that for the longest time, the NFL was a nonprofit organization until it came to light, and then they had to change their ways. And now they do taxes, but for the longest time they were operating as a nonprofit because each team was considered its own entity, and the NFL was the umbrella company. So they were operating as a nonprofit. And people say, no, it wasn't. No, you're wrong, sis. One, I'm like, go look it up. Because I've known it for years, and it's crazy that one of the biggest sports in the world was operating as a nonprofit. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a legal filing. It's just a legal clarification, which is another thing that kind of bothers me. That, okay, technically, any company, you own a company, right? You have a company out of Massachusetts.
On Productions, yes.
What is your company? Your company technically is just a piece of paper with a signature on it and like a tax ID number on it. But in the eyes of the law and in the eyes of many other things, your company is a living, breathing person with rights. Now, in a lot of ways, that makes sense. If you're suing a company, you're going to go to court, it would make sense that that company would have the rights of a person because the person has to represent the company. But, in the eyes of money and spending money, a company has free speech. The Supreme Court labeled that the spending money and lobbying money is speech. It's like, okay, now we're getting ridiculous. Because you got to remember at the end of the day, a company is just a piece of paper with legal mumbo-jumbo on it. It's not a living, breathing thing with rights. And in that court of law, yes, it makes sense. But that idea of the companies having rights, I think gets pushed way too far as a person who tries to run a company. So it's just ridiculous. What do you think?
I agree. It's getting to that point where, everybody's scrutinizing and nitpicking every little thing legally. And the reason why is because, one, people are taking advantage of loopholes, as we see. Plus, we've got things that now interject the internet into it, and we didn't have internet laws on the books. A lot of this stuff is being done on the fly because there were things you couldn't do because it wasn't a law. The scary thing that I heard was when pedophiles and sexual predators were doing stuff on the internet, there was no laws. So early on, you weren't able to prosecute because there were no laws. That's why they had to come up and get these laws in the book ASAP, because you couldn't hold someone accountable if you don't have a law for it, because the internet blew up on us so fast. And, thank the lawmakers in your cities and states and towns for jumping right on these things and pushing bills right through and getting laws right away, especially with sexual predators. Some cities and towns, they acted within hours, within few months to get the laws on the books, and it's kind of crazy that, that it's like that, but I get it. I truly understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. People are crazy.
As a business owner.
People are crazy.
As a business owner.
Yeah. Especially as a business owner. And,